Hey everybody, Real World Prepper here, and this is a Friday afternoon / evening video for you. Let me preface by saying first, thank you for all of the support that you guys have shown. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your emails, everything. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button, share this, etc., etc. We're going to talk about a few different things, aspects of mask and control dynamics. I'm also going to mention that this is the beginning, right now, is the beginning of a 9-day off period for me from work, where I do have a little short few days of vacation that we're going to do, camping at a lake nearby with the family. I also got some projects I'm going to work on. I'll probably do some videos on some of these projects, and we'll get into some of it. Some of it has to do with food stores and preps and things, and some other things. Anyway, we'll get into that. But right now, stick around for a little conversation on masks and why it's not about a virus. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching this is the Real World Prepper. By now, I'm guessing most of you have probably seen this viral video or heard about it, about the woman in Ohio that was at a middle school football game and got tasered and arrested and removed. Not because she wasn't wearing a mask, but it started from her not wearing a mask. She actually was arrested and removed on a trespassing charge, because the way this thing works, and let me be real clear for those that don't understand, because I've had people commenting and emailing and different things saying, you know, well, you know, the mask laws, you know, it's a law to wear the mask. Well, that is incorrect. It is not a law to wear a mask anywhere, as far as I know, in the country, that is, in the United States. What is happening, what the story really is many cities, counties, states, municipalities, whatever, even in areas where they don't have any of these mandates up, but businesses have signage or something, you know, you can't come in without a mask. It's there are mandates, guidelines, rules, etc., and all of these things sound official, but they're not laws. They are not enforceable. What is, however, enforceable is if you go into one of these establishments or a football game, school campus, whatever the case may be, and you don't have a mask, and they ask you to leave, and you refuse, well, they can have you trespassed. And that there is a law against trespassing. So that's how they got her, this woman in Ohio. And that's the big hang-up. So rest assured, there are no mask laws. It's the same thing as carrying a firearm. If you've got a permit to carry a firearm, or you're in a constitutional carry state, the way that I understand it, I can go up inside any business I want to, particularly if I'm concealed carrying. And suppose even if I'm open carrying, even if it's got the signage there, right? That's not a law. That doesn't mean, with the exception of courthouses and things like that, I guess. I don't even know. That's a gray area for me. I don't know exactly. But let's just say, you know, a local store, and they got a sign up, no firearms allowed. We don't allow firearms on these premises. And you bust up in there with your firearm on your side, concealed or otherwise. And if somebody sees it, they have to then come to you and say, hey, we post signs. We don't want those in our store. We'd like for you to either go put that up or just leave. Well, you've got to either do that. You've got to either put it up and come back in if that's what you choose, or just leave. If not, they can call the police and have you trespassed. So you're not arrested for having a gun in a store where it's posted, no guns. You're arrested for trespassing if you stick around after they ask you to leave. And that's the same thing with this mask and what this woman in Ohio did. But what this exemplifies in my mind is the control mechanism. I almost hate to do these videos and kind of say the same things, but just with different examples, just new, more modern, newer examples. But that's exactly what it is. It is an exercise in control. It is an exercise in how much you are willing to conform to the new rules and mandates and statutes and, heavy suggestions and whatever you want to call it. That's why you got people riding around in cars with masks on. They're in the car by themselves with the windows rolled up wearing a mask. It is ridiculous. When we know, science has even said, all along, these masks are, minimally do anything. It is not about a mask, and it's not about a virus. It is about the amount of control that is being thrust down upon us. That's just one example. The lockdowns, the 25%, the 50%, the 75% occupancy in restaurants, the 6 feet or more distances in places, the hypocrisy, out to give it away, in examples such as big cities where riots are going on, or rather I'll say peaceful protests with their flowers and their, make love not war signs, because that's what they're doing peacefully, right? Where they can, gather, these groups can get together and gather in parks, sleep in city-provided parking lots and things, and you know what I mean, and just hole up in a city and go out at night and wreak all this havoc and come back and meet to have their power session, their powwow about, okay, our next move is this and that and the other, and they're over here in Park A, and then you and say, your church congregation or some of it goes over here to Park B, and wants to gather to pray or sing praise songs or something like that, and you get run out of there. You're not allowed to do that. So the hypocrisy of that is also indicative of the control mechanism. It is exactly what we've been saying all along. Myself, Zombie has said it a bunch. Guns Coast to Coast has been on fire with some good content. His latest video, The Next 20 Years, is a good way to look at it. And I agree with him on that. I'll touch on this a little bit. He, a lot of us talk about Civil War. I have talked about it as well. And I use the term loosely, okay? But I think he had it right when it's more of a balkanization is what will take place. And the reason is, and a balkanization is kind of a fractured society where you don't have like North versus South. Huh, we like slaves. We don't like slaves, even though that's not what it was. And let's fight it out. It's more like, well, we like gay and trans rights. Well, we don't. Well, we like our freedoms. Well, we do, but only conditionally. And we like guns, but we don't. And blah, 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 and all this fractured parts of society that then, will be thrust into a fraction of society against fraction of society against another fraction of society, and so on and so forth. Pockets of fighting and infighting and violence and turmoil and blah, blah, blah as it comes, starting in the cities, rolling out into, and Guns Coast to Coast. I'm not trying to steal your whole content from your video here. I'm just, it was a good video. Y'all go check it out. The Next 20 Years, Part 1 is I think what he called it. But anyway, so that's what you got. That, to me, this whole mask thing and this whole, shuttering the businesses, and I've said it all along, it is a control thing. It is all testing, or we may even be in the beta phase here, where they want to know how far we're willing to go as Americans, with all of this stuff that they're asking of us or telling us that we have to do. What's it going to look like when vaccines come down the pike? And they plead for people to be test subjects for these vaccines, and they plead for people to be some of the first recipients, and then they'll demand it of some, perhaps military age people who are, meet certain criteria, or whatever it is. But at one point or another, it will not be a request. It will be a requirement. Just as I believe the mask will indeed become, beyond this mandate stage. And for that matter, even with it not being a law, let's say in the case of the mask, there have even been incidences where people have been wrongfully apprehended and hauled off somewhere where it's not even a trespassing case. It's just a power-hungry person of authority in an authority figure in an authority position, doesn't like what somebody else did or said. That's really what it boils down to. If somebody else doesn't like what you like and what you believe and what you think, well, they just declared you an enemy. And vice versa in a lot of cases, So anyway, this is all about a control. This is all about a control mechanism. How far can we get the plebes, however you say it, to follow us blindly, to rat out your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. At what point will your jobs, your businesses fold to the pressure and demand that of you as an employee? What are you going to do? Where do you stand? Where is your line in the sand? Another thing Guns Coast to Coast said in this video that I mentioned. Again, Guns, not trying to steal your thunder, just thought they were great points, and this makes me think of one. There's a lot of people don't want to be bothered with this stuff until it shows up at their door. Now, that being said, I cannot, I can't necessarily blame those folks because I don't want to go looking for a fight. I was always taught to not go look for a fight, In fact, try and avoid it if possible. But I don't know. I believe we're going to see a fight come. And when a fight does come, if a fight does come to you, I hope you fight it. I know I will. I'm not going to sit there and get run over. But, to go looking for a fight, I don't know. I don't think we could, this entire thing, I don't think we could necessarily turn it around anyway. I think praying to God Almighty, praying in the name of Jesus Christ, who I pray returns soon. That is our most effective tool. That and being prepared with stuff. We've re-upped recently on some more, food stock items. I picked up some more ammunition this time, some 45 ACP, 150 rounds or so. Get what you can while you can. Damn the prices. I mean, it's if you haven't already done this stuff or gotten a start on it, you may as well turn this video off and move on to funny cats or something to that effect. But anyway, it's just food for thought on a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Real World Prepper. I guess this is all I've got. And look, I will speak to you guys another time. Thank you so much for being here and all your support. Please like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll see you later.